You know what screenwriting is? Yeah. Do you know what a storyboard is? Remember the Flash Gordons, see? Black and white Flash Gordons? They were based on a comic book by Flash Gordon. And those who had the comic books invested in the film. So the underlying factor is that I'm going to find out what Flash Gordon is going to do next week by reading the comic book. Right. Blah, 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 blah. A lot of films are made on the storyline of Wizard of Oz with the illustration in there. It helps. Script writing today is not somebody putting down words on a piece of paper, but giving everybody with that's going to be senior, the main characters, bodies. When I started screenwriting under Gordon Weisenborn, who was a known screenwriter, I was given one of these. This is Edward Gorey book, okay? And in this general sense, this is a movie. Main house and whatever. And all these characters in here are thinking. I think this is a butler here, but these are all characters within this thing. But we were given this thing, and we were told write basically a synopsis of this, and for next week. And then he will look at get the synopsis of what this is supposed to be. And don't copy his words. Put your own words into it. And then he has told us very simple. You see these two big guys in the car? This is a frame from a 30-minute, it could be like Twilight Zone. I want to see, this is the middle of the 30-minute movie. I want to see background and foreground and what's around him. You're a script writer. This is one of the things you got to think. You're going to give each of these two people character. Right. Where do they come from? Where are they going? And what will be at the end thing? Of course, you could say that this mansion here is the end of the storyline, or coming from or going back. But there's always something. Is this a crank-up car, or is this an automatic that car? What kind of car? Whose car is this? What year is this made on? Are these old fuddy-duddies like running around with a car? Right. Or are these young guys running around with a car? There's a storyline to the whole works. And if you looked at PBS Mysteries series, that little black and white thing with the woman in a red dress, that's Gory's thing. But while this might be a great thing for a storybook, it's not exactly something easy to do. Which is thing, I will say, go back to comics and that, Black Panther. Yeah, you got a storybook right there. Other people do storybooks. Spielberg does storybooks. There's a previous thing where your action films, you want to see the fight scene in this. You want to see a lot of this stuff. Is it going to work? Little animation stuff ahead of time for the director to see and say, okay, I may do this and I may do that. If you look at the mystery series, you've got a TV series where this is where the Murdoch mysteries in Canada. You've got a house got a lot of little things around there. You have a street, right? A lot of green screen, and you got the inside of the police station. That's basically what it is. And then, of course, you got the storyline. Francis, the Drake series, the same thing. How are you going to do that? Anything. If you've already got a TV series, it's a lot easier to do a TV series. That thing. Remember Stargate, this TV series that ran for 10 years? Right. You have to have an opening, fast opening, like a CSI. What's the opening of a CSI? It's a dead body. Yeah, every one of these, you need a dead body there, and then you got the fill in between, and then you got the closure, all within 44 minutes. Right, but the stuff on PBS runs 90 minutes. It's basically a feature film. Yes. And that's basically what your thing. It helps for me, to take something from this and give it body, background and foreground. If you're going to sell a script, you need to go into the studio and says, I want to do this TV series, and this is what I see, this is what I vision. The hero, the 2 people, 4 people, a family. Sitcoms, the same thing. The script writer's coming up there, and they're basically dressing the set. You're giving everybody with a personality. Yes, everybody has a personality. You give them that thing, and they're within those characters. If your TV series lasts 8 weeks or 12 weeks, they used to be 12 weeks, now down to 8 weeks, you're still giving everybody a character and costume and background and all this other little details. And you sell it to a TV studio, they look at this and saying, I wonder how much we can make this for per episode. The same thing with motion pictures. The more you give the studio, the better it is for you selling your script. The more control you have over that script. If you want to know why, there's 50,000 scripts sitting in movie scripts in Hollywood. They used to be at MGM. I'm quite sure they're dusty, they're moldy, and they threw them out. But people wrote scripts. Not in detail as you're required today. Script writers are required to do a lot more than just submit a script. But as I said, MGM had vaults of scripts that people would send them. And Westray has to look at this and saying, blip, 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 blip. First 10 pages out of 120 pages will tell you if this is a winner or not. And sometimes a script is shark bites people. Jaws. Shark bites people. Where are we going to get a white shark up here? They don't come up here. Oh, that's good. Big shark bites people. And boy, did that scare a lot of people out of the waters. Now, we can say a look at today out there right now. Warmer waters, sharks go looking for food. Sharks bite people now. Back when it was made. Right, but now, sharks bite people now. You're playing in their water, you're playing in their house. Right, there was a guy telling me in beaches where there's sand, you shuffle along, okay? Any fish that runs away. In northern climates, you stop on rocks, okay? Remind me, the one guy told me he was stomping on rocks. He stomped on something he wasn't supposed to stomp on. and he got it in his foot. I think it was a stingray or something like that. And what? They're down there. Now they're up here. And he goes stomping on the stingray. Oh, that hurt. But again, if you're going to sell something, you better give you better dress up the persons. You know, you just don't sell a script these days. And that's what the screenwriters are screaming here. AI is going to replace me. AI is not going to replace you. AI is your tool to help you do some voice. AI is not going to replace you because you're going to dress that set. You're going to take that dummy and you're going to put him in clothes. Dummy has a family. You're going to put them in clothes. You're going to put them in a location. You're going to have their neighbors there and what they drive, what their religion is. And that could be very important, what their religion is, because that's what you're going to see within the house. So that's my storyboarding.